Good evening and welcome back. Happy New Year. It is 2022. Welcome back to blackdoctor.org. This is my first show of the new year. I'm Dr. Renee, your host. And this is New Year, New You, because who is not doing New Year, New You in in the first week of January, of course, and have the month of January. So there's been already a couple shows on blackdoctor.org, New Year, New You. So of course I said, well, I have to bring my touch. I have also spoke several times about I will talk about my weight loss. I'll talk about it. Well, I'm talking about it. So if you know you need to lose a few lbs, or you know someone that does, you might want to send this to them. Please share. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, of course. Please share, share, share. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I can read the comments. Also, make certain that you, even if you can't watch it right now, make sure you hit the notification bell or something so that you can see this later, because I think you might want this information. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool conversation. If you saw the flyer, then you saw my before and after picture, which I don't have here. But if you saw the thumbnail for this, then you saw it already. But I have lost from 2021. I lost 60 something pounds, maybe 70. And I didn't get on a scale. I'll talk about that later in 2020, the early part of 2020, because I knew that I was wrong. So we'll talk about that later. But today we have my trainer who I started working with August 30th, my birthday, August 30th, 2020. And Happy New Year. I see some people are tuning in. So yeah, and there's going to be a giveaway, but you need to stay tuned if you want to be a part of the giveaway. It's a good giveaway too. So let's bring him on, and we should probably unmute him first. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Happy
I
New Year.
I am wonderful. Happy New Year. So
Actually, let me stop. Let's. We just spoke to each other like we haven't already
right,
seen each other work twice here. So but
yeah,
just to be cordial, good evening to you, and thank you for having me on. I'm honored.
no problem, no problem. So you guys in the background are his two lovely children, and we all know how that is. So first of all, so Glenn, how did you get into this?
Okay, that's kind of a long answer, but um, I went to Cass Tech for high school. I'm gonna start there, and upon basketball was my first love. So upon me not making the basketball team, my dad just instilled in me, you got to get in shape, like in real shape. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be good playing basketball out in the yard. So he just instilled different tactics and different forms of just being disciplined in me. And upon going to Michigan State, so eventually I made the basketball team at Cass, and then upon going to Michigan State, where I just went, I didn't play any sports at Glenn. Hold on one second, please, okay, bud? I'll help you in 1 second. I just got back into working out, into fitness, because it was something that was instilled in me from high school, and for some reason, people wanted me to help them out, and I liked that part. I didn't know it was something that I wanted to do, so I eventually got certified, and it's a joy. It's a passion of mine, and it's something that stuck with me, and I love to do it. So that's kind of the short story about today.
Gotcha. So you didn't even go to school for this. So Glenn actually didn't go. His degree is in advertising.
Mm.
I learned that in our workouts. But so I 2020. First of all, I've talked about it before on Black Doctor. Well, hi, Glenn. He might. 2020, my dad had a stroke, March 24th, 2020, and I was in Chicago. Couldn't leave Chicago because that's the beginning of the lockdown. Plus, nobody could visit my dad. So, needless to say, I was slightly stressed. One, we are stuck in a pandemic, and two, I am really stuck because I can't be bedside with my father, and I am a doctor. So I was eating and I was eating and I was enjoying myself and eating and eating and eating. I would buy Golden Grams is my best friend. That is my crack. I would eat a box of Golden Grams in a day and call Instacart for another box the next day. Glenn doesn't even know half of this. And wait, you muted yourself.
Can you hear me now?
I said, yeah.
I'm amazed. I'm all ears on this.
So I would buy a box of saltine crackers. I would eat the entire box. I'm talking all 4 sleeves in one day. I mean, when I tell you I was eating, I was eating. And I was literally, I've talked about this before on Black Doctor. I was literally in my apartment for 14 weeks solid. So I was going live on Black Doctor pretty like every week, couple times a week during the pandemic, talking about COVID stuff. I had not left my apartment literally for 14 weeks solid. I was in there, never saw a person. I was in my apartment. So I would just order Instacart. I would tell them, leave the groceries at the door, knock when you leave them and leave. And so I didn't even see the Instacart people. Like I just pick up my groceries. So it was awful. I was just, and I wouldn't weigh myself because who would weigh yourself when you know good and hell well that you have tipped the scale way farther than you should have. So it was no need for me to weigh myself. I knew that I was just creating a huge monster. And then because I was going live so much, I could see my face was expanding because usually that's where I notice it first is I start to get chins. And I was like, oh my God, my face is really getting big. Like I am really like out of control. Well, I finally got to come home and be with my dad. And it was worse here because I won't name names, but somebody in this house is a snacker and I'm not a snacker. Like in my apartment, I didn't keep snacks, so I didn't eat a lot. I mean, I would eat what I was supposed to eat and that was it. Well, during the pandemic, of course, I just threw everything to the wind, but then I come here and I can't keep I all I can do is keep eating because the snacks are here. And one of my favorite snacks is graham crackers. I can kill some graham crackers. Well, somebody else likes graham crackers. So we would have graham crackers all the time. And I would eat graham crackers every day. Like before I went to bed, I would eat 8 graham crackers. And I'm not talking about 8 squares. I'm talking about 8 rectangles. And so that's 4 times, that's 32, right? Okay. So I was killing it. And so my birthday was coming up. I was going to be 44 and I was like, I should really do something about this because this is out of control. And I cannot live like this. I was uncomfortable. Like I just because I had been down for so long. And when I say down, I wasn't as small as I am today, but I had lost weight before and was at a reasonable place that, teetering a little above 200 for 4'11. That's a lot, but it was a lot less than where I was. So I was like, I should really figure out something here. So I started asking my friends in Michigan, do you have a trainer that you recommend that would come to me? Because in the pandemic, I wasn't going anywhere. 2, I hate the gym. I don't like to be around other people when I work out. I like to be by myself. So I asked my friend Yvonne, and she was like, Glenn Lott. And I was like, I know Glenn Lott. I go, we're Facebook friends. I go, he probably has no idea who I am, but we went to Michigan State together. I know who he is. So I reached out and he came on my birthday. I'm like, what kind of birthday present was that? I was like, okay, sure. And it was a workout. So this video I'm going to show you guys is from my birthday. We have to mute it because I'm not paying for this song and I don't want them to cut us off on Facebook. So here's a video. So that was me doing squats on the deck and behind the house. And my sister videotaped for me.
That was day.
Huh?
That was day one.
That was day one. Day one, the first day. And so Glenn, what did you think? Because later he tells me what he thought, and I'm very grateful he didn't share this with me because I would have quit. So what did you think? Because it was actually me and my sister that trained. Hi, Sterling. Sterling, we can't see your daddy.
Glenn, back up, Glenn.
Not Sterling.
Oh, that's Glenn. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, Glenn. Go ahead.
So wait, so what did you said?
I
Wait,
said, what did you think? The first day, because later he tells me what he thought, because actually, my sister is an athlete. My sister has 3 letters in high school: basketball, golf, and volleyball. She was the captain of the basketball and the golf teams. She is an athlete. I had severe asthma, was not an athlete. I was in the arts because that stuff would make my asthma flare up. So I didn't do that stuff. So that was that. So my sister was the other person that trained with me, and she could do a little more than I could. Go ahead.
so go ahead. Can you be quiet, please, bud? Thank you very much. So initially, no, it was all good. I mean, first of all, and I don't even really like giving people too many compliments because I've given people compliments before, and that's when they start falling off. They get social media famous, and they start getting extra likes, and they just forget about the little people, and they don't have the same drive. But for you to even want to get started, it was a Sunday. I remember that.
Yep.
And for you to want to work out on a Sunday, let alone it being your birthday, that alone told me that you were serious. Yvonne, who was our mutual friend, who well the particular mutual friend that introduced us, I think highly of her. So you know how that goes. When you
Yeah.
think highly of a person, you would probably come in high regards as well. Um, and you spoke on your sister, me meeting your mom, so beautiful family. So it's like I already can tell there were some good values instilled in you, and I knew you weren't gonna be wasting my time, definitely not your own time. So I knew we had a bright future ahead of us. So that's
Well,
that's
wait a minute, but you guys,
that's
what he told me though, maybe 6 months ago, was like, at first I was like, oh, I see her sister's the athlete. Oh Lord, I don't know if she could get anything
you said I didn't know if she could what?
if I could do anything, because I couldn't. That first day, I couldn't do burpees.
Right.
I couldn't do something. I couldn't hold a plank
It
for
was
long.
yeah, it was your core. So starting off, the first set because like we never met each other in person. Like that was like we didn't
Right.
that first session literally was the assessment. So I'm literally learning your body as I'm on the clock. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, she can't really do a plank. It was the core strength that we
Yeah.
that we had to work on. And so go ahead. I'm on the phone, but it's mommy's, okay? What is it for? Go ahead. Hold on. Go in the other room and watch TV. I'm sorry.
That's
Um,
it.
I'm glad it's not the little one because I ain't even gonna be tripping. But no, I mean, yeah, the progress from that day one is especially in the core because like now you guys Renee is doing plank challenges like on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? She's doing burpees in her other challenges, and those of us that are familiar with burpees, yeah, they're not probably the least fun exercise invented.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of core when you go down, and it's a lot of core. So I mean, it's many things entailed in that. So now she's doing them, but that first day it was like, okay, nah, that one, and we tried. I said I'm trying. Like, let me figure out what we can do, but it was gonna be a process. So
So I actually went to CrossFit with my sister years ago, and this was I had a trainer and I had been working out. I just wasn't skinny because my whole thing is I'll work out and won't change a thing that I'm eating.
mm,
So and if you don't know, 80% is food, 20% is exercise. So it's very important you get your nutrition right. So I had a trainer, and he would do, hit sessions with me. It was just me by myself though. So I went to Alicia's CrossFit that she had boot camp. I went to her boot camp, and her trainer comes over to me and was like, okay, so you don't have to do this. You can go over there and do. My sister goes, right. I was half offended Now, mind you, I was the biggest person there, so I could kind of understand where he was coming from, but I was offended.
Right.
And my sister cut him off, was like, no, 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 she works out. Like, she can handle it. And of course I could. And plus, I'm even fat as whatever. I am very strong. So it was something with some heavy weights. I was like, I got that.
Right.
And I did. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, that was funny. Somebody said they hate burpees, but planks are cool. Starlet, I get you. Planks are okay until they get too long. Burpees now, I don't mind them as much because now, so the biggest thing to me was I had that big stomach in the way. And for me to, it was just hard. I couldn't jump. I
So,
couldn't.
so Scarlett, she has to do the one burpees with us.
Oh Lord. Yeah, he's insane. One arm burpee. But so you guys, here's the video of this past birthday, same exact day, 1 year later, and you can see the progress that was made. So you see I'm a lot narrower, and then he added in the weights and everything, and yeah, so big change. Oh, and then threw in the burpee too. Forgot about that part. Yeah. So you see the progress that was made. But we will talk about food too, probably in the coming weeks. But I just wanted to talk about exercise today. So the other thing that was so amazing to my sister and to a lot of people was I never went to the gym. I never stepped foot in the gym. I don't do gyms. And then in the pandemic, I really wasn't doing a gym. But everything I did really was what we have here at the house. Or in the summertime, and when it's warm, we were outside and just utilizing outside. So that was the other big thing that a lot of people are like, oh, well, I can't this, I can't that. But you can, can't you?
They absolutely can.
Yeah, and so so there is, I'm sure there's 4 or 5 exercises which I meant to tell you ahead of time, forgot, that people could do at home that would be something, because I've always told everyone you got to do 30 minutes of raising your heart rate a day for 5 days a week, and that will keep your heart going. But you don't have to do a straight 30. You can do little, 3 10 minutes or 5 minutes, 6 5 minutes, whatever. You can do small things. So what, like, do you have just a quick, small, little things that people could do to start, just to start?
Mm. Dang, I shouldn't have been sitting down as I rather show.
Demonstrate? Oh,
Yeah. Dang. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's writing this down, because I honestly, I like to pride myself. I'm gonna get into these exercises, but like, so initially, like pre pandemic and things of that nature, pre COVID, I like to pride myself on being creative, and when I'm working with clients, and let's just say we're at the gym, because that's basically where um, things really started out. Before I didn't work with the Matthews, who have their own home gym and things of that nature. Um, but before those times when people were just in the gym, I would pride myself, like I'd be in the gym with all these $1,000 machines, just
right.
every. I may have someone on the gym floor doing different exercises, just utilizing their own body weight. And the reason for that is, like, if I see someone, I usually see people twice a week. So let's just say if they don't make it to the gym, I can always say, well, I showed you all these exercises that you didn't even need a machine for, that you could be doing, at home before you get dressed for work or on your lunch break or things of that nature. And that list can be something as simple as jumping jacks. And those jumping jacks can be modified. We're in our 40s now, so I understand some people may have the knee issues of that nature. So the jumping jacks can be modified. Squats, with no with or without weight. So it could be anything as light as dumbbells, or if you're at home, maybe you have a gallon of water just to hold it as, um, walking
Your phone is breaking up terribly.
lunges,
Okay, walking lunges. What did you say before walking lunges?
squats. You have walk
Okay.
lunges in place. Um, then I got into push-ups, modified
Okay.
push-ups. This can even be a push-up like I'm against the
Against the
wall.
wall?
Yep. This,
Yep.
this probably isn't the best demonstration. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I'm gonna
My
go. I'm
fault. That's
actually
my
gonna
fault, you
go.
guys.
Nope, no, it's no fault at all. We gonna make it work. Just
Okay.
I know these boys.
Somebody was asking, what type
Uh,
of weights would you recommend to use at home, or any weights are good to use? Any weights are good to use, but honestly, you don't have to have weights. You can use, like you said, gallon of water. You can use canned food.
you could use cans. So like really over the pandemic, I really was doing a lot of different exercises like we did like toe taps. So the toe
Hmm.
tap may have been just someone using a remote control and just tapping that or a dumbbell or I was grabbing some of the boys' toys. I'm throwing my shoes on just in case I got to
Okay,
demonstrate.
you're fine.
Um, oh, I'm sorry, and a water bottle. So like I may say grab a water bottle and somebody will think, oh, okay, you know, he cares about us being hydrated. But no, I'm like, yeah, I do. But we're going to use the water as our tool to, have us get through these exercises. So for example, I have this water bottle now. So if I using that same water bottle that you thought I was about to drink out of, I'm doing toe
Toe
taps.
tap. Yep. That'll
And,
raise your blood. That'll raise your heart rate.
yep, and then you have this Russian twist. So once again, I'm using my water bottle. I want to exercise with you. Okay, bro. Let's exercise. So, sorry, bud. And my feet. So my feet are off the ground, and I'm just tapping the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just using a water bottle. I'm gonna give you another one. I want a water bottle to carry. I'm gonna put water bottle there. Water bottle there. So I reach over for the water bottle, put it over there, reach
Push up.
across.
Oh, just keep moving it. Gotcha.
So, because ultimately I'm holding that push-up position.
Like, yeah. Yep.
This is the same plank position that me and Renee were struggling with on day one. So it's harder than it looks. And for me to be able to reach out far to grab it, it's, it's strengthening my oblique.
Yep.
Um, I'm gonna show you another one. And this is just I'm just utilizing the water bottle so far. Don't touch that, man. Back up, bud. Come on, we're exercising, remember? So we talked about the walking lunges. So I'm still utilizing the water. I'll lunge. I'll put the bottle underneath my legs. So, and that particular exercise is good because in order for me to put the bottle underneath my legs, and it keeps my form, it keeps my shoulders back, and it keeps my form strict. So that's the advantage of that. When I have Renee do it, we actually use the dumbbell. But but still, if you're a beginner, then it's okay to use. You can use an imaginary water bottle. You could just maybe clap your hands and make your fingers touch underneath there.
And Charlotte said, my body is my greatest resistance. And she is right. It is.
Yep.
It is no joke. Because at the beginning, I didn't have weights on a lot of things, whereas now I do. And the funny thing, that pass through this morning, I had to do that.
Yep.
So I did a strength class So we do have a Peloton, but I haven't rode the bike actually since New Year's Day. Today I did a 30-minute strength class, and we held a plank and did that pass, but she had us doing push-ups and mountain climbers. It was a whole combination of things. But but yeah, my whole thing is you have to start somewhere. So if you are someone who has created, now I don't do resolutions, I do goals and intentions. So if you are someone that has created a goal, intention, resolution that you need to lose some weight, or if your doctor has informed you that you need to lose some weight, then you need to start somewhere. And before working out with Glenn and before I had admitted to the fact that I should probably do something, walking was my thing. And you can walk off weight. The only thing about walking is that it doesn't tone and shape you, because that's the other thing. Like before I lost weight, yeah, but then now I've lost way more and I just look totally different. My clothes ain't the same. I have to wear a different size, all of that. So and I'll say, because I've posted it, I actually, the highest, I think I was wearing a 24, and now I wear an 8. So,
Crazy.
yeah, and I refused, like I said, there was no reason for me to get dressed after the pandemic. So I didn't have to try to get into anything to see if it didn't fit. So I don't know how bad it got last year, but I do know that I'm only, like I said, I'm only 4'11". So a size 24 at 4'11" is a lot. Um, and so I even told Glenn, I have one of these fabulous scales, which maybe I'll put the link in here. My scale is so amazing, but my scale has your BMI. And so my BMI, that's your body mass index, and you want it to be below 30. Um, and so for it to be in the normal range. So there's normal, then there's obesity, and then there's moderate obesity. Um, so I will admit I am still in the obesity. I still have a little ways to go. But working with Glenn, because I got the scale actually December of 2020. So in that year, my BMI went down 10. So I still have a little ways to go. So I know by Christmas, this year, I'll definitely be there and probably be very happy where I'm at and not have to lose another pound. But for now, I do have to keep working at it, because the higher your BMI is, for those that don't know, the more likely you are to different types of cancer. And so you don't want to have, and oh, so Maggie, lower back problems. Let me tell you about that. So back in 2017, the first time that I was like, I have to do something about this weight, there was 2 red flags. The one red flag was that I had did a photo shoot and I had 2.5 chins. And I was like, oh, but no, we can't send these pictures to anybody. I look horrible. The second red flag was that my lower back hurt so bad that I couldn't walk to the bathroom in my 640 square foot apartment without pain. So as you work, Maggie, it will get so much better and you won't have back pain anymore. Now, if you have back pain due to something else, then that's something, then you need to talk to your doctor and figure that out. But my back pain, I knew, was because my butt was so large and it was hitting my lower back and causing a certain curvature that was horribly painful. And so I couldn't walk far. It was awful. You're muted. Oh, you muted yourself. I got it. I got you. So yeah, I was like, it was awful. Yes, Pastor Francis, size 8 and still obese. It's hard out in these streets. But Pastor Francis, you have to remember I'm only 4'11". I am a very short person. So that's the other difference. So somebody else who weighs what I weigh and they're 5'5", they probably wouldn't be obese, but I am very short. So that's why. But yeah, so if you have lower back problems, like I said, if you have a diagnosis of some sort, then you need to work with your doctor. But if it is just like I said, my thing was my butt was too big and it needed to shrink, and it was just step by step. And I will tell you, as I mentioned before, it is 80% what you eat. So when I lost weight in 2017, I started out with food. You should not jump into everything at the same time because you will quit quickly. But I changed my food. I did one of those horrible elimination diets that I will never ever do again. But I didn't eat carbs for 9 months, for 3 months straight. Not a carb, not a piece of bread, not a crumb. And so I literally was looking at the scale and I was losing, and it was just going. And I didn't believe it till I went finally out in public and people said, "Oh my God, Renee." And I was like, "Really?" So numbers don't lie. The scale was going down. So what I did was I made myself smaller. So then my good friend, and I don't know if she's watching, Courtney Bell, she was doing workout dates with everyone. So she's like, "Anybody want to, And so I said, and so I went with her. And there is a mountain on the lakefront in Chicago and on Lake Michigan that I had always seen, but I was never going to tackle because I knew that I would roll my behind right on down it. So I was like, we're not going there. And I did it with her. I went up and I went down and I did not fall. And I told my sister, I was running and I just wanted to keep running because I felt so much lighter. My back wasn't hurting anymore and I felt free. So I will tell you that if you start with one thing and stick to it, you will see results and you'll feel better and be like, okay, now I can do this. So maybe you can't, because I walked before I came to Michigan, I walked 6 to 10 miles a day. It was easy. It was no big deal. I didn't think about it. But to walk 6 to 10 miles a day at my beginning weight, which I think back then was 242, 232, something like that, would have never happened. But because I lost some weight, I was like, okay, I feel a lot better. I can do it now. And so I would walk, and I didn't start out walking 6 miles. Obviously, I started walking a little bit, and you just increase. Same thing with the exercises. You do a little bit, and you increase. And once you get yourself, and you can walk around your home. Let me tell you, when we were in the pandemic, I would, because I knew, I was like, you gonna die if you keep eating like this. I said, I gotta do something. So I would walk around my apartment because I did have my Fitbit still and I could see my steps. So I would walk around there. Maggie, good for you. Like I said, I don't do elimination diets. I will talk about that. Hopefully we'll have somebody here with me to do that, but I don't do elimination diets. I eat everything I want to eat. I eat in moderation. And the other thing is I drink a gallon of water a day. Now, Glenn told me back in November, because I told him I have a doctor's appointment coming and I cannot go with these numbers because the woman will probably put me on somebody's medication. I have got to lose more weight because I worked out 3 days a week. Oh, that was the other thing. Glenn said his clients usually work out 2 days a week. I said, well, I need 3. It was like, okay. And I was like, I am so serious. I need 3. And to this day, we still do 3 a week. I was serious. So I knew that I'm working out, but I wasn't changing what I was eating. And I keep telling you, it's 80%. So I was losing, but I wasn't losing like I should. So I told him I need to do something. He goes, drink a gallon of water a day. Well, back in the day, like I said, back in 2017, I used to drink a gallon a day. I had a 32-ounce flask, a hydro flask, and it would keep your water cold. So I would have cold water in there. I would drink 2 before noon and 2 after, and it was no big deal. I brought that same flask to Michigan and could not do it. I couldn't drink it. And I wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't focused enough. I just couldn't do it. So he said that in November and I just cuffed and was like, whatever. Didn't do it. Wasn't serious. March. No, so I started riding the Peloton in January, the end of January. So February, I see a post in one of the Facebook groups about this bottle and was like, what is this bottle? And it was like, everyone kept talking about it. So I went and looked it up. It was a $60 water bottle. I'm cheap. I'm not paying $60 for a water bottle unless it's going to drink for me. So I was like, no. I went and looked at it again and I stared at it. I put it in my cart and I was like, $60 is ridiculous. I'm not buying this. Somehow I convinced myself to buy the water bottle. The water bottle, it lights up, and it should light up pretty soon. It lights up when you drink, and then it lights up to remind you to drink. It also sends friendly notifications to your phone. They've got 3 different categories of notifications. So if you want funny ones, you want inspiration, blah, 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 they have everything covered for you. I don't know where the stupid light is now, but it will, they send you notifications. They also, just like with a Fitbit and with Apple Watch, you can follow other people. So in my little ring, I have my sister and some other people that I know, and we can encourage each other. I don't know what their goals are for drinking water. I just know mine, but it'll show you when they finish or how they're doing in getting their goal finished for the day. So that's always, I'm all about community that way. Like I said, I hate the gym and people in the gym, but I like community with my Fitbit and Fitbit challenges, and I like my water challenges. So Peloton chat. I like all that. So that stuff, it works for me. So that me and my sister are usually neck and neck in competition about who's drinking their water. Or I'll call her and be like, you're falling awfully behind today. You better start drinking. So it's really helpful that way too. And it also, this one is a stainless steel one. So this one also will keep your water cold or warm, whatever temperature, for I forgot how many hours. It's rechargeable. The battery we have is rechargeable. So you just charge it with your computer. It's lovely. Love my water bottle. And anyone that wants one, here's the link. I will post it for you. But I will tell you, and Glenn doesn't even know this, today when I finish drinking, it will be 300 days straight that I have drank a gallon of water.
I have my phone on mute because Sterling's crying.
Right.
But that's good. Great.
300 days I have not missed a gallon. I have traveled. I've done everything. The bottle comes with me. I'm not losing my bottle. I take my little charger with me. But yeah, I have not missed a gallon. 300 days by the end of today. And actually, I'm almost done drinking. But it really keeps track for you. It's really awesome. But water is so important. If you don't know how important water is, water and rest. Water and rest. And so if you can get 7 hours a night, that would be lovely. And if you can drink half your weight in ounces, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Because I don't know. Yeah, that's good.
So not everyone can come out the gate drinking a gallon anyway. So half your weight in ounces, for some people, it is going to be a gallon or more. But my sister has 229 days of drinking a gallon of water straight. So let me tell you guys, she wasn't a believer. She was like, you bought a water bottle that cost how much? And then she saw me consistently being good with it, and so she got one. So she's just a little bit behind me. But half your weight in ounces. Quickly, if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. Quick math, that's how it works.
Because that's still a good amount anyway. So no, that's
yeah.
good.
And drinking water, if you think that you are hungry, stop for a minute, drink some water, and check yourself and say, am I still hungry, or was it thirst? Because it was probably thirst. Another thing I do is I'm like, am I needing to take a nap? So it's either sleepy or thirsty. It may not even be hunger. So you just check yourself and ask yourself, because you just don't know. You might not actually be hungry. The other good thing is, if you would drink water before you start eating, you'll eat less because there's just not enough room in your stomach. So these are some tidbits that can help you. Please drink water. Water is really, really great for us. And I like a little pop. I'm a Midwesterner. I like pop too. What I actually put in my water is I put grape crush. It's a liquid. It's a 0 calorie, 0 sugar liquid I put in my drink. And I put apple cider vinegar in my water too. Apple cider vinegar has a ton of wonderful benefits that we'll talk about one day. But yeah, that's what I put in my water. I have different flavors. So I have orange crush, grape crush. I have cherry Starburst, and I have Tang. So those are my flavors that I flavor my water with, because a lot of people cannot drink straight water all day long, but I can. But I like it this way because it gives me a little variety. But yes, the water bottle does not purify for the cost. I'm so sorry. All it does really is it helps you to make sure you drink your water. I'm telling you, I wasn't drinking a gallon until this. This is 21 ounces, so I drink about 6.5 of these a day. And I have actually drinking 2 gallons. I did it one day, and I was supposed to do it yesterday because Glenn and I worked out so early in the morning. I was up so early. I was like, I easily can get in 2 gallons a day, and I didn't make it. But I did drink probably 140, 150 ounces yesterday. So it wasn't too shabby, but it wasn't the 2 gallons I wanted. But um, Glenn, do you have a boot camp that maybe some people could join?
I definitely, I definitely do. For those that are in Michigan, so are we talking to people that are outside of Michigan?
Exactly, exactly.
So take down my Instagram because I
It's in
do.
the post. It's already in the post.
Okay, because I definitely do virtual sessions. I'm not really, my boot camp isn't virtual like it once was. Not in, the world is kind of back opened up, but I definitely, what I've done before, because I'm Greek, so I've done some Greek workout classes before. So let's just say if it was a person who had a group of friends, and they may have contacted me, and we just put our own boot camp together. Or she put her own boot camp together, and she got her friends, and we created the Zoom link or
Yeah.
whatever it may be, and we went from there. So definitely, please follow me on Instagram, or don't just follow me. Shoot me
Send
a
him a
message,
DM. Yeah.
and let's put it together. But for
And for
sure,
those that want to know, because he didn't say it, he is a Q, just like our lovely owner of blackdoctor.org, Reggie Ware, is a Q. But he so the world I think is about to shut back down. You ain't hear that from me. But so
thank
I think that his boot camp might be back to virtual again soon.
you. So if so, that's Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
If so, and I will post it on my Instagram. If that happens. So
But so I have done the boot camp one time. I told you I don't like working out with people, and that includes in the boot camp. So I was like, I just am not feeling this. And I think I did half of the workout and was like, this is not working for me. But I'm special. But I will say that, and I don't think I told Glenn this either. So once I am back in Chicago full time, because I visited Chicago in August, and I was like, okay, I can't work like the day I got there, it just wasn't gonna work out. But I was like, okay, we can work out whatever day. So the next day we did. And when I tell you guys, I was sweating more then than when he was standing in front of me. I said, oh my God.
yeah,
I said, I thought I was gonna find me a trainer in Chicago, but maybe perhaps I'll just be doing virtual with Glenn because
right.
when I tell you, like yesterday we were virtual. When I tell you I was sweating bullets, dripping wet, I was like, okay, so virtual isn't so bad, I guess. And in Chicago, I don't have a home gym. I have a few weights and a long bar. But we utilized my stairs. We utilized my floors. He just makes it work. Whatever you got, he makes it work. Before we started, I took a picture so he could see what we had. And we started in the summer. So we didn't even come to the weight bench and stuff that we do have. We literally were doing everything outside. He brought his equipment and we did everything outside. I will show you a video that actually went viral. This video has over 20 something thousand views. This is me jump roping down the street. And the jump rope is B Fly, I think, and Josie Harris. And I'll put the link in here. And it comes with a cute little bag too. But his jump rope was too long. And so I love my little jump rope because it fits my short legs and my short arms. So I love my jump rope. Your lovely other client that is not such a good client, your other client, Miss Alicia, said you're a national man. So, but yeah, so you should reach out to him. I'm not saying everyone needs to go get a trainer either. Let me tell you about my cheap behind. But I have to, like, now I could do it, but before I just wasn't motivated. Like now I work out every day. But YouTube has some great workouts on there. They got dance workout. They got every kind of workout you can think of. You could sit there and say, I need a core workout, I need a leg workout, whatever. And YouTube has videos, you guys. So you
ultimately,
can definitely go ahead. What?
I was just gonna say, ultimately, it's to each his own.
Right.
Um, because like even me, like I'm a trainer, but oftentimes I need some accountability. So I'm a big fan of YouTube myself, just because I kind of want somebody else to kick my butt. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole element of surprise. Um, I have a Peloton as well, and I've been doing some of their classes. Some people prefer a trainer. Some people prefer a group. Like some people prefer classes. Some people prefer the gym. Some people prefer the home. It's really whatever works best for you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that'll keep you consistent and driven is what you may have to find, or what you should basically stick with. And I think that's what Renee has done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You got to find what works and stick with it. So I figured out, like I stuck with Glenn. So 3 days a week I would do Glenn. In between, I would usually get in my steps. So if I didn't, he's usually on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I might do my 12,000 steps a day. That's what I did. January, I started getting on the Peloton. And at first I was like, every day I had to get on the Peloton. Like I said, now I'm not so much, but now I have really opened up the app and started seeing all the classes they offer. They did a boxing program. I did boxing. But like I said, you could find videos on YouTube. You don't have to necessarily have a Peloton. In Peloton, you could have a Peloton membership and not have a bike or a tread either. Um, you know, Unfortunately, we don't have weather where I'm going to run or walk outside right now. But in the summertime, I would run, walk, whatever outside and get my exercise that way on the days off. But that's what I'm saying when I say I work out every day. I do something, some form of something every day. I don't necessarily go hard in the paint every day, but I do something to make sure that I've raised my heart rate. Like I said, 30 minutes. Me and Weight Watchers have a little thing. 35 minutes a day is supposed to be my exercise. So I try to get my 35 minutes in, and my 35 minutes could be made up of whatever. And it could be 35 minutes straight, or it could be broken up. So you just have to do what works for you. But I hope this information has been helpful. I will try to get him to write those exercises down, and we will put that in the post. And you know how to reach him. His IG is in the I'm gonna try and throw. No, it's not gonna fit on the screen, I don't think. But Glenn underscore what?
Glenn underscore Instagram.
What's the last underscore? Flexing.
Yeah, flexing. FLEXIN, two X's.
Okay. So
Glenn's
here's his IG, but it's in the post. But I just put it in the comments on all the platforms, but it's in the post, like I said. And if you have any questions, and you can't remember this and you can't find it, just send me a message. You know, I'm always at Ask Dr. Renee. And we will see you again next Thursday, where we are still talking about getting healthy, because that's what we do on Black Doctor. But I'm trying to help people to get started right in January. And, you don't have to go get a gym membership. You don't have to go, join. You just need to make sure you understand how to eat and how to burn and all of that. So I will talk about that more next week. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe and like the pages, my page, Ask Dr. Renee, Black Doctor's page. Follow Glenn. Make sure that you also subscribe to my channel and Black Doctor's channel. I have actually probably gone live 2 or 3 times since we were here last Thursday. So, but you have to follow my channel to have seen those lives. Oh, and I said I would do a giveaway. Wait a minute. I'm so sorry. So you guys, if you use, anyone who's watching, if you type in the comments, #water, I will pick a winner, and I'm gonna let you know what you're gonna get. But if it says #water, you probably already figured out I am actually going to give away a water bottle, a hydrate water bottle.
$60 water bottle.
Yep. Okay, so far we got one person.
How you spell water? I want one myself. I'm gonna try to.
Come on. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all another 2 minutes. Hashtag water. I hope Maggie didn't log off yet. I'm so sorry. I forgot that I said I would do that. There's only 4 entries. Oh, Maggie, you're not in the U.S. Yeah, that'd get tricky.
But to open this set, we need our.
I should have asked them what they would, if they would send. I don't know. Okay, Cheryl. Let's see. It's 6:54. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute. We have 6 entries, so you have high probability of winning whoever is up there. Don't do it twice because it's only gonna count once. Okay. Okay, we got 7 entries.
We are on a mission to find.
We have way more than 7 people watching.
Ready to help us? Come on, we're right over.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick a winner. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to share the screen so you guys can see. Keep me honest. Okay, can everybody see the screen? Glenn, can you see it?
Yep.
I see it now. Okay. Okay, so here we go.
First one being opened.
Look at the winner, Betty Fenner Chandler. So Betty, you need to send me a message. You can send me, go to my Ask Dr. Renee page and send me a message via inbox, and I will get your information and I will make sure you get your water bottle. And that means I'm gonna be on you too. Like, did you drink your water? But thank you so much, Glenn, for your time. I will see you in the morning, and everyone, thank you so much. And we will see you next week, next Thursday, same time, same place, 6 o'clock.
All right. Sorry about the kids, y'all.
Okay.